Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our quarterly program Ally webinar for November. We will be kicking off in just a moment here. We're going to give people another minute or so to finish trickling in. But again, do appreciate all of you who have taken the time to join us today, and we'll be getting started momentarily. Thank you. Okay, for the sake of time, we will go ahead and get started. So, good afternoon, Potomac Edison program allies and partners. Welcome to the November quarterly program ally webinar. As I'm sure most of you are aware, my name is Marcus Moore. I'm one of the program account team managers, and I will be your master of ceremonies for this virtual webinar. Before we dive into today's agenda, I just have a couple of housekeeping items. We appreciate your engagement with us and are happy to answer any questions you may have during today's presentation. We ask that while the content is being shared, if you have any questions, please utilize the chat or the Q&A functions located across the top of your Teams meeting screen. We will prioritize those questions in the order that we receive them when we get to the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. Once we get to that point, we will also invite you to come off of mute and ask your questions live if you still require additional answers or details. If you're not comfortable coming off mute, perfectly fine. You may continue to use the Q&A or chat functions during that time as well, and we will ensure that you get the answers that you need. So that was our welcome. We can move on to the slide for our agenda items for today. So the first one is going to be our safety moment, covered by yours truly, uh, financing opportunities and how to get registered on behalf of your interested customers, which will also be covered by me. Program updates brought to you by my team, the dynamic trio of Clay, Joe, and Seth. Then building operator training updates by the one and only Croy. And lastly, back to me for some upcoming events and a special message before we transition into Q&A. So now for our safety moment on Thanksgiving food safety. So for many, turkey is going to be the centerpiece of an elaborate meal. Use these tips to help keep a clean cooking environment. First, buy carefully. Avoid fresh stuffed turkeys. The stuffing can easily become a breeding ground for bacteria, leading to food poisoning if it doesn't reach a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooking stuffing inside a whole turkey is risky because the center of the stuffing may not get hot enough, even if the meat itself does. Make sure you buy your turkey at least 1 to 2 days before you cook it and keep it in the refrigerator. Keep it in the freezer if you purchased it earlier than that. Um, Defrost properly. So to thaw a turkey in the refrigerator, allow 1 day for every 4 to 5 pounds. To thaw it in water, submerge the turkey wrapped in leak-proof packaging in cold water, allowing 30 minutes for every 1 pound of turkey. This step is especially important if you plan on frying your turkey. Don't take my word for it, just consult the thousands of fails on YouTube if you need to know more on the why. Cook immediately after thawing. So use a thermometer on the innermost part of the thigh and wing, as well as the thickest portion of the breast to ensure the turkey is well cooked. Keep clean. Wash your hands with soap and water before and after handling food. Keep all surfaces and utensils clean to avoid contamination. Never handle cooked and raw food together. Keep raw meat away from vegetables and other uncooked food. And lastly, store and prepare your leftovers. Refrigerate leftovers promptly, allowing no more than 2 hours to pass. Excuse me. Eat leftovers within 3 days or move items to the freezer instead. Reheat leftovers to 74 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit and bring any gravies back to a boil. So that concludes what has undoubtedly been the most appetizing safety moment of this year. Next up, we have a quick refresher on our financing options. So as a reminder, Potomac Edison now offers low or no interest financing solutions to help with overcoming your customers' cost barriers. This option can cover the portion of the project that the incentives do not, uh, with a payback period tailored to the specific needs of your customers. To offer this solution, you must enroll as an approved contractor and receive a unique financing link for your customers to use in order to apply. Please note that this process must be completed prior to any construction beginning on a project. I personally believe that this is a great additional tool for overcoming cost objections to close jobs, but this isn't about me. So we want to know what you think. So we have a quick and easy poll question for all of you in attendance. Um, do you believe financing is an effective tool to help your customers overcome cost barriers? We'll give everyone a moment to submit an answer before moving on. And as you do so, just want to remind you that the 12-month period, 12-month financing, the term is at 0%. For all of the other terms from 24 to 60 months, the rate is at 2.99%. All right. Assuming we got some results to that poll. A lot of people thinking that it's a valuable tool, so that's great to hear. Some haven't used it yet. One person might not be a value proposition for your business model, and that's okay too. But yeah, if you need any additional information, we certainly appreciate your feedback, as always. If you need additional information on how to apply, or even for sales training for the financing options that are available through the program, please reach out to me or our financing partners at EGIA listed on this slide. So with that said, I will kick it over to Clay for some program updates. Clay?
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you everybody for joining us here this afternoon. I'm going to go over a few of the program updates, starting with our midstream program or our instant discount program that just continues to month in, month out, improve, increase, and be an effective part of our program. But just this year alone, we've had over 885 qualified submissions with over 15 million kWh savings. From the help of our distributors. And even with all that success, we're going to continue with some changes, some good changes. As of just last month for our lighting program, we have increased all of our incentives. That is an increase on all new lighting incentives. That is going to run through the end of this phase. Also with any exterior lighting from now till the end of the year, this year, there are increased specials. Just reach out to your local distributor or preferred one that you use. Feel free to check out the website, where there is also going to be a link on these that get sent out where you can find the participating distributors. For the HVAC side of things, we have added some new measures. Heat pump water heaters, you can save up to $1,000 per unit. Also with electrification fuel switching incentives, they're available for the air source HPs. They are going to be up to $750 per ton. ductless mini split HPs are up to $300 per ton. And then the heat pump water heaters are going to be up to $1,500 per unit. And we will also, right now through the program, we have the limited time offer. This is just about over. So if you have any of those last minute projects, things you're looking at for customers, must get them submitted and approved with documents by November 26th. Got just a couple weeks here. Get them in if you can. With that limited time offer, that is with right now, the incentives for lighting are doubled. And for any custom projects, it is increased from 28 cents to 38 cents per kWh saved. Again, just a couple more weeks. The limited time offer can be combined with that financing program that Marcus was talking about just a little bit ago. And so the countdown is on for those doubled incentives and increases for the limited time offer. Lastly, are we going to go? I guess we will do the poll now. I'm sorry. So also here we have some new special offers for our program allies. Anything submitted from now till the end of this year, there is a tiered bonus structure starting with any for kWh from 10,000 to just under 25,000. There will be a $500 bonus. Any kWh savings from 25,000 to 50,000 kWh will be $750 bonus. 50,000 kWh to just under 100,000 will be a $1,250 bonus, and anything 100,000 kWh or more will be a bonus of $2,500. With that being said, if you have a project in right now, or if you have a project that you can get in and get completed with all the paperwork and documents signed by December 1st, there is an additional $1,000 bonus that is assigned to the trade ally. Lastly, for the prescriptive lighting, one prescriptive lighting change, we do not require the DLC premium lights for any prescriptive projects moving forward. So that seemed to be a somewhat of a challenge at times. So moving forward, we will no longer need the DLC premium fixtures. Now with that, now I believe we have a poll, and then after that quick poll, Joe will take over.
Well, I thought there was a poll there.
It was the same one. I think we sprang it a little early, but go ahead and take it away, Joe.
All right. Well, thank you, Clay. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, all the trade allies, for being here on this beautiful day. I've said it before. I will say it again. We love our trade allies. We need you guys. We can't do this job without you. Reminded of a quote from a movie, "Help me, help you," if you remember that one. So we're going to talk a little bit about concierge application service that we offer. We have a team of account managers and excellent engineers to help you assist through every step. We can help you gain access and manage your projects through the application portal, assist you with examples of the required documents and how to upload them. If you have a question, just ask. That's why we're here. We offer calculator assistance and review help from our engineers. Provide ongoing assistance and answers to your questions throughout the entire process. No question will go unanswered. If we don't know the answer, we will find them for you. Email your documents to your account manager or EnergySaveMD@clearresult.com. Next slide, please. Program reminder on downstream, paperwork and project updates, responding to your account manager. Some of the required trade ally documents to submit projects: we need a W-9 signed and dated within the last 2 years. More current, the better. That way they don't turn spoiled on us that quickly. We can keep them in operation for a while. Licenses and/or training certificates, if applicable. Certificate of assurance, we call them the COI. That needs to be current. And sometimes we get COIs in that are not quite accurate. We need them to name both Clear Result and First Energy Services Company as additionally insured. Please ensure that you keep your documents up to date and avoid pre-approval processing delays. And your account manager will typically help you with that as well. Closing projects. Project timeline changes. Keep us in the loop, especially if you've got bad news, especially if there are delays. We know delays happen on these projects. The sooner we know something about that, the better it is. Final documents include invoice, LOA or letter of attestation. I can never say that. Payment request. Submit your documents through the portal when possible, or you can email your account manager or EnergySaveMD@clearresult.com if you are having any difficulties. And with that, I will send it over to Seth.
Thanks, Joe. Hey, everybody. My name's Seth. I'm one of the account managers assigned to work with Program Allies. And today, we're going to go over the Program Ally Recognition Program. If you're new to this is new to you. If you've been to these webinars before, this is something that you're familiar with. But if you are new to this is just like a little friendly competition that we have between our trade allies and our program allies. We have various categories. So you can win for the quarter, and then you can win for the year. And we'll give away awards and these badges. So if you win one of these categories, you can get this badge and display it on your website, on a work truck, something like that. It might help you win a bid, get a customer, get a job. But we're going to go over our 2025 Q3 winners. Congrats to all four. So for our breakout star, HBS Energy Solutions took home the crown for that category. For highest sales, that went to Capital Electric. Most projects went to Energy Systems Group, and highest KWH savings also went to Energy Systems Group. So congrats to our four winners. Congrats to Energy Systems Group for taking down two out of the four. That's awesome. If you take a look at the bottom here, it says you can visit the Program Ally Energy Champions leaderboard. So we'll send this webinar out when we get everything wrapped up, and you can actually click that link and it'll take you to the leaderboard so you can see where you're at in running for each category, what you got to do to win, if you're in the lead, things like that. So we can move on to the next slide, please. So this is the leaderboard right here. So if you're taking a look, these are our various categories. So this was as of Q3. So right now, this isn't the leaderboard for what's happening. This is how it wrapped up for the last quarter. So we display the top 6. So if you take a look at this, you're like, I wonder where I'm at for the quarter. And this is where I'll tell you. It doesn't tell you, how many far you're behind in terms of projects numbers. At least you can see where you're at in the running. So these were our 4. And congrats again to our Q3 winners. So let's move on to the next slide, please. The race is on. These are our leaders so far for this quarter, what will wrap up the year. So Breakout Star, SiteLogic IQ is in the lead for Breakout Star. And if you're not familiar with what that means, Breakout Star is lowest cost per KWH savings. That's actually what that means for Breakout Star. We get that question a lot, and that's what that one is. So our highest sales, and this is our midstream categories. This is just for our distributors. Scott Electric is in the lead for that one. Most projects paid, certified energy consultants, and so this projects that's in the portal for that quarter. They have to be paid, they have to be completed. And CEC is in the lead there. And then highest KWH savings in the lead right now is Hunt Consulting. So I did see the leaderboard. There's plenty of time to get your name up there. It's very close. It will come down to the wire. There's still plenty of time to take one of these badges home, guys. We will have our Q4 winners, but then, like I said, we'll have our winners for the year as a whole. We'll go over that at our end of the year ceremony. We'll touch on that later. But like I said, there'll be some awards. You can display one of these badges. Take advantage of this. I've had a couple of program allies that have told me that they've, gotten an extra customer because they, this just sparked the question between the customer. What is this? This says you won Breakout Star. You won most projects for Potomac Edison. So take advantage of it. It really can help you. We've had some pretty cool success stories. So good luck. We appreciate everybody participating. If you want to get started, if you have any questions about the program, about the leaderboard, you can ask myself or one of the other account managers. But thanks to everybody who's participating. Good luck. And we'll move on to Croy.
Thanks, Seth. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Croy. I manage the Building Operator Training Program. I'm going to take you through a couple slides. For most of you, this is probably just a refresher, but we do have some new information. So next slide, please. What is Building Operator Training? We offer discounts, or Potomac Edison offers discounts on a whole slew of courses that we have available. Some of those courses we offer at no additional cost. There are 11 of those. The reason we say no additional cost is because every aspect of the program is funded by surcharges on customers' utility bills. Therefore, they are not free. There are roughly 30 couple other courses that we don't offer at no additional cost. Those are discounted at 80%. So it kind of works like if you're familiar with tuition reimbursement through many employers, you would pay for the course up front and then get reimbursed once the course is complete. And we would reimburse you at 80% of the cost up to $1,500. There's a link here on this slide to the course calendar. I update that typically once a month and add courses or take courses off that have already happened. Who is eligible must be a Potomac Edison customer for commercial industrial or a trade ally. So in the instance of you all, you can attend on behalf of a customer. So the customer's information and account number would go at the top of the building operator training application, and then the customer would sign on your behalf, and then you would sign at the bottom of the application. If there's any questions at all about how to complete that application, please reach out to me. My contact information is in this presentation. Next slide, please. Here's a list of the no additional cost courses. Some of these are certifications, especially the first three there. Those tend to take longer, somewhere between 3 and 6 months. Some of these courses only take a few hours, like the last one mentioned there, Understanding and Optimizing HVAC Systems. That's an online course. It takes 4 hours to complete. So if you look at the calendar or you look at this list and you're not seeing what you're looking for, please contact me. If you're aware of other courses that we should have on this list, I will, if there's a business case that I can make to add them, I will be happy to do that. Next slide, please. Upcoming in-person courses. Next month, we're going to be hosting 2 at the Clear Result office in Frederick. On 12/9, it is Energy Management Professional. This is a certification prep seminar. It's a 1-day seminar. If you're interested in learning more about it, like I said, please contact me. I can send you the syllabus, which will go through all aspects of the material that'll be covered. If you go to the seminar and you qualify to sit for the exam and you want to get the certification, I can provide you all the information you'll need to get that, and we are covering the cost of the exam for this. The exam will be taken at a later date online. They're not testing on 12/9. On 12/11, we're offering operations and maintenance. Straightforward course. Both of these courses are 8 hours. And just let me know if you're interested in attending. Next slide. This slide just basically goes over the steps to apply, but if you'd like, I can save you the time and help you through this process. It's kind of like Joe mentioned earlier, the concierge service. I can do that for you, which will save you time and get this application in quicker and through the process. So next slide. We have a poll. And then I believe we're going to hand it off to Marcus.
Yes, thank you very much, Croy. So just by, responding to the poll. I wonder how many of you are aware that as a program ally that you can take these building operator trainings if you have a PE commercial account or on behalf of a customer that does. So just curious how many of you maybe knew that already versus how many are just learning that. And, hopefully if you're one of the ones that's just learning it, or even if you knew, you plan on taking advantage of this because this is a great offering through our program. So hope you'll use it to train yourself or staff or customers, reinforce your knowledge base. They're a great value add to what we offer here in Potomac Edison. So, take advantage while the no additional charge offers last. All right. So I'm excited to announce, we can move on to the next slide, please. Our third annual Trade Ally Appreciation Event coming up on January 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. This special Trade Ally event is where we honor all of you for your contributions and award our top performers for the entire year of 2025. So even if you missed our previous Program Ally events, you do not want to miss this one. I'm actively working on securing a new and different venue from anything that we've hosted at in the past. What I can say for now is it is in Frederick, and I have ensured there will be plenty of accessible parking, and I am doing everything that I can to control the weather for that day for the most pleasant experience possible. So stay tuned to your email for further details. Or if you're thinking, Marcus, I know you, I trust you, I know whatever you come up with will be great, then go ahead and click that registration link and expect to be delightfully surprised when the details emerge. As always, we can go to the next slide, please. As always, your continued feedback is valued and it helps us to continually improve our program offerings. So if you haven't before, or even if you have and just have something new to say, please take a couple of minutes to complete the attached survey. Let us know how we're doing or what we can be doing better. The only bad feedback is no feedback. Anything else we can learn and grow from. So again, we will follow up by sending these slides out within the next day or so. So you should all receive access to all of the links that we have alluded to throughout this presentation. And next slide. Lastly, as we approach the holidays, we ask that all of you please be mindful of upcoming absences and keep your account manager in the loop with your projects. Let's work together to finish the year strong. And on behalf of Potomac Edison and the program team, I wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. So thank you for all that you do. We'll now transition into Q&A. So first and foremost, let's check the chats and Q&A chat to see if we have any questions there.
Hey Marcus, we got a question from HBS Energy Solution. It says, when would be the last day to submit in order to receive pre-approval before November 26th?
That is a great question. There's not a specific cutoff date, but what I will say is that really depends a lot on how well the documentation we received is presented. So, if you submit something on the 25th, for example, and everything is in order, the calculator looks good, spec sheets are all in order, cost estimate looks good, there's no questions from engineering, then we can usually get that turned around pretty quickly. There will be emphasis on trying to get those projects approved with understanding that timeline is coming to an end. Now, on the other hand, if you send us a mess and we have to ask a ton of questions to clarify what's what, that will draw the process out. Now, we are going to do everything that we can to ensure that if you, at the very least, attempted to get everything in on time, we're going to try to accommodate. But again, the best way to make sure it gets approved as quickly as possible is just by making sure that everything you send us is in good order.
And last
Um,
question that's in the chat is from Eli from Coral Energy. How can we get in touch with you on joining the program and any other programs Potomac Edison implements?
um, so you can certainly you can reach out to me directly, Eli. After this Q&A slide, we'll actually move on to there'll be a contact slide as well for myself, for Seth, for Clay, Joe, as well as Croy and our financing partners. But yeah, you can really reach out to any of us and we can provide you with further information. I don't know if you, by other programs, you mean other programs that Clear Result is implementing for other utilities or other First Energy programs, but either way, we can help you to, get to that end. So just reach out to myself or anyone from my team, and we'd be happy to help.
From Mark Johnson, any updates on 2026 lighting and HVAC programs?
I mean, no specific updates outside of the fact that these current bonus offerings on lighting and HVAC are kind of those will be going away for the limited time offer on the 26th, and then for the rest at the end of the year. I know that we are working on like some electrification measures beyond just the three that Clay announced that may be on the horizon, but otherwise, I think everything is going to pretty much go back to status quo for like what the lighting incentives were previously. There hasn't been much of a change to the HVAC incentives with the exception of those added electrification measures. So I expect all of that to continue throughout the year of 2026. There may be additional special offers, but again, that's contingent upon us kind of reevaluating where the program is, where the needs are, and your feedback on how we can make it better. So I don't know if that directly answered your question, Mark, but I hope that does help.
Another one from HBS Energy Solution. Will bonuses be distributed automatically? And should we put the full prescriptive incentive amount and bonuses in the total premise project cost section?
So if we're talking about in the prescriptive program, I don't think you necessarily need to include. Well, okay. Keep in mind that when we send out the offer letter, the bonuses will be included in the amount if they are eligible that is sent to the customer. So we don't necessarily dictate whether or not you have to include that in your cost estimate. I think your cost estimate it's more important that we just have the itemized breakdown of parts and labor. But that's between you and how you would like to kind of disclose that breakdown to the customers that you're working with. I would advise accounting for it and having that conversation up front just so that there's no misunderstandings about what portion is supposed to go to whom. But again, I can only advise. I cannot, make anyone do anything.
That's all we have in the chat and Q&A, but if anyone
Oh,
has any other questions, feel free to come off mute.
yes. And I'm sorry to the first part of your question from HBS. Yes, they are distributed automatically. You don't have to do anything besides submit an eligible project. So yeah, any other questions? Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions for today, again, I thank you all for your time and for joining us here today. Just as a reminder, all these programs are brought to you by Empower Maryland. So there's a charge on all of our energy bills that pay within the state that we cannot opt out of. So, this is the best way one of the only ways that you're ever going to get any of that money back. So take advantage. And with that being said, I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, happy holidays.
Very well done.